I started doing stand-up in Houston, Texas, right? That's where I'm from originally. And I talk about a lot of weird shit on stage. And when I started doing stand-up, a lot of people down in Houston would say, "You seem like a real blue state comic. Like, maybe you should go." You know? It's kind of like weird. Got kicked out of my own house, sort of. And then I went to New York, and I lived there for a long time. But when I live in, I'll tell him you whistle. But when I was in New York, I got a very distinct, like, "So you were obviously a January 6th kind of vibe." Like, they're like, "You stormed the Capitol. How did you like Pelosi's office?" Like, that. And so I get this weird, like, everybody assumes things about me, which I think is just the business that we're in now. Everybody assumes about everybody. But I personally consider myself, like, I don't like politics, but there's no getting away from it, right? Like, but I consider myself to be politically comedian, which is annoying to people, but I view it that way because I like to have the conversations. I like to talk to people about what they find interesting and what their positions are, but I like to listen to what this side is, and I like to listen to what this side is, and then I like to take that information and I go home and I try to write a real good dick joke about that. Because that's my job. That's what I do. I try to get everybody having a good time and then a little drunk and they go try to fuck each other. That's where my job stops. I'm not running for comptroller or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to persuade anyone. But it's very difficult to be that. You can't, because everybody wants you to be on some kind of team and shit. And it's annoying if you don't want to be on a team because I just find that very dull more than anything else. It's very dull and annoying. I've always considered myself more on the liberal-y side because I'm an artist and I've always been broke. So I just assumed that was kind of where my team was. But I thought that I got to choose that, and that's not so much the thing anymore. Now you have to qualify in this weird way that I never understood to be the case. Now you say you're a liberal person, and they're like, we determine whether or not you're liberal. It's like, since when? Like, you have to qualify. It's weird. Like, you got to go through all these hoops. It's very strange. It's like when you first found out you had to qualify to run a marathon. You remember how annoying that was, just that realization where you're like, wait, you gotta pay money and like run other races and show up here. You can't just show up. It's like, fuck that. I thought we were just gonna run around. This is some bullshit. I can staple a piece of paper in my own chest and run. Fuck you. But the weirdness about, like, trying to fit into the liberal team is, like, first of all, you're not fun. So why are you pushing anybody out? You should be sucking my dick to get me over here. Like, you're not a good time, especially not around, like, holidays or fun shit. You know what I mean? Like, anything. It's like Thanksgiving, you're going to bring it down. You go to some 4th of July party, they're going to be like, well, it would have been great if it wasn't for the murder of all the Native Americans. It's like, you're not wrong, but shut up. Like, just for a minute, get you a hot dog and a sparkler and have a good time. We can talk about it later. Don't ruin everything. So, because I don't know if you know this about the other team, there are no stipulations to being on that team, just for the record. You know what you got to do to be on that team? You got to answer this question. Hey, buddy, how do you feel about getting fucked up on boats? You like that? You want to do that with us? Okay, cool. Well, get yourself an American flag and a Budweiser, and let's get on out here and swing that shit around with some fake titty blondes and sing some songs. It's like, yeah, there we go. It's like, how about that? It's like, this is pretty fun. It's like, yeah, we'll take your reproductive rights away. It's like, what's that? Just keep partying, bro. Like, nobody's perfect. But even then, you know, it's like you think you got it squared away, and you cannot talk politics. Things are politically adjacent now, you know, especially in this city. Like, I moved here from New York City. Austin, Texas is a very liberal town. I thought I'd kind of fit in. Not so much. This is like joining the liberal special forces coming around here. This is very intense here. You are going to get into fights even if you're not trying to. Like, I was talking to this girl at a bar. I'm single. She's not, but she's trying to help me get laid, which is what I do. I respect the effort and all that. And she was telling me that her friend's single. And she's like, yeah, how about my friend? She's pretty, right? And she was, to her credit, very attractive girl. But here was the thing. So she had a lot of hair under her arms and on her legs real hardcore, right? Now, this is the deal with that. That's just not for me. That's all it is. And I told her that. And she was like, you don't think women should have hair under their arms or on their legs? And I said, I shouldn't be in charge of that. I don't want that job. I don't want to walk around telling everybody who and what and why to shave when. What? I just figured we find each other based on our own choices and our personal agency, and that's how we kind of make this thing work. Do I have to fuck everybody now? Is that where this is going? Am I just expected to fuck whatever you direct me at? I forget. So, because I don't think they want to fuck me anyway. But the point is, the point of that type of thing, that whole game, is not to pass or fail. It's just to make you wonder whether or not you're a piece of shit. That's all that is. That little questioning thing, it's just to put a seed in your head and be like, maybe you fucking suck. And then you walk away and you're like, am I a dick? Am I a piece of shit? Oh fuck, I'm a piece of shit. And here's the thing, this is a little hack on that. It only works on you if you're not a piece of shit. That's the thing. Because if you are a piece of shit and somebody's like, oh, you don't think women should have hair on their legs? I'd be like, fuck no, I don't. You fat, hairy bitch. You should shave your... Those people don't care at all what you think. All right? This only works if you're a decent fucking person. So if it affects you, know that that's the trick, right? But it did get to me because I was raised right and I'm home and I'm like, ah, shit. What does this mean about me? Right? I'm just a... I don't want to make somebody feel bad. I guess I could fuck that girl. You know? Like, that's where my head starts going. It's like, I guess I could. All day walking around my apartment being like, I guess let's just chew up some Viagra or something. And then I'm in my car and I'm thinking about it. It's like, if there's like a porno that I liked and that's on and maybe I could just like look up. But that's dehumanizing to this woman. Like, she's not going to want to be a part of that. Anyway, as I'm doing that and I'm lost in my own thoughts, I'm driving around Austin and I see this tattoo parlor that has I had never seen the name of it before. It was called Problem Child Tattoos. But I only saw the part of the sign that said child tattoos. And in my head, like these Jenga blocks just sort of like teetered and fell over. And I was like, fucking liberals making kids get tattoos and I gotta fuck hairy-legged women. Like my shit just started losing. So I guess I'm just like finding my edges as to where it is that I stand. But I don't want to choose a team because that's idiotic. And